What's going on out there in YouTube and in Rumble land? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's pulling through. Taking care of what we need to be taken care of and everything else. And just FYI, I haven't really decided yet if I'm going to be doing a video on the 4th or not. So, couldn't really tell you, to be honest with you. So, we'll just have to wait and find out, because I don't even know. But once again, thank you very much. Appreciated for all the likes, shares, views, subs, donations, anything and everything. It all helps. It does. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. I really do. So, let's sit here. And we got the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Knights before I even start shuffling. Kind of like I was telling Mike yesterday in that little live stream that I did, that if you didn't make it, you didn't miss much. Had a truck go by, like I said, 1:11 on the clock. But it's kind of like you've done all the work, you've got all the lessons. As far as this much goes, or as far as this far goes. Now with the Knight of Swords, you're just trying to implement everything, because instead of being, like in most instances, most of us, like with past traumas and this, that, and the other, you're kind of a king or a queen in this aspect. You know what you're looking for, you know what you're not looking for, this, that, and the other. Well, this is where the fine-tuning comes into play. We don't know about the fine-tuning. We're still a page or a knight in this aspect of it. So, with all of that being said, it's kind of... It gets tricky, it gets touchy. This is where you're going to be able to develop that I don't give a fuck attitude. Like my general philosophy, and this has been my general philosophy for a long ass time. It took me a long ass time to actually implement every aspect of it. If it doesn't affect me, the person that I'm with, or my close inner circle, and if it's not affecting my home, my money, or anything else, then why are you going to worry about it? Seriously. If it's not sitting here affecting you in any kind of way like that, then why worry about it? 3:13 on the clock. Queen of Wands before I cut it. Standing there bored, waiting for something to happen. Doing what you can, just waiting for something to happen. Like I said, doing what you can. Two of Cups. You're helping yourself. 3, 4, 5 on the clock. You're helping yourself. You're sitting here and you're being able to understand, acknowledge. I say being able to understand and acknowledge in the first card out is Queen of Swords. Or excuse me, the King of Swords. I took my allergy medicine. Hold on. See, I'm just like you guys. Flonase. Yummy! Anyway. Yeah, you're sitting there, you're holding on to your truth. Not the Knight of Pentacles, you're busting through the bullshit. You're busting through, you're standing on your own 2 feet. You're acknowledging shit that's went wrong. giving the reason on why it went wrong, whether people like it or not. Death. You're acknowledging what went wrong. You're giving people the answer of why shit went wrong. 5:15 just passed. And in the same aspects, you're loving yourself because you know what you're not going to put up with. You know what you are going to put up with. Plain and simple. Because you know your worth. You know your value. You love yourself. Both your feminine and your masculine sides are starting to actually coincide into one. Yeah, you're busting through it. Let's see what we're looking at. 5 of Cups. You're leaving your old ways. I'm going to pick on Michael for a second. And some of the stuff that we were discussing yesterday, it's like I told him. You got to be able to, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's professional. I don't care if it's platonic. I don't care if it's romantic. I don't care if it's family, friend, whatever. You got to be able to sit there and know your role and be able to stand your ground. Have a backbone. Be able to say no. And understand that, guess what? Nobody knows you but you. Plain and simple. Because there's no harm, no foul. Because if they're not going to sit there and walk with you, like I keep on saying, then they're impeding you. Then they're sitting there and they're taking away from you. And we don't want that. Oh, hold on, that one's kind of out there, so we're going to look at that one here in a second. The High Priestess with the Tower. And that one just kind of acted like it wanted to come out. The Page of Cups. With the 7 of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah, you're following your intuition. You're getting hits. You're understanding shit. You're fine-tuning it, just like this last weekend. Saturday, I'm lucky enough I was even able to actually put up a read because my lower back decided that, guess what? You're not doing shit this weekend. Henceforth, why we really didn't have a video yesterday, minus the little bit I went live. But you're using your intuition and following your gut, and you're basically just, okay, you know what? I'm understanding what's going on here to a T. Okay? I'm bringing, and you're literally not doing anything else but the same shit. I don't care what your disability is. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care of any of that shit. Okay? Because, people show you their true colors without them even realizing it. They really honestly do. And to be quite fair and honest, it's a matter that the 9 of Pentacles came out in the upright with the King of Wands in the reverse. I'm not going to say they're holding you back, because not everybody is designed to hold you back. Like I have one individual that I consider a friend that they have some issues, but their issues really, their issues impede them, but not impede them as much as they want what they want people to think they impede. Door slam confirmation. So you're having to sit there and look at your worth and understand is like, in my situation, it's a little different because of the person's disability. It's not like mine. I'm just a mental case. Anything else for this last pile? Got two. Let's see what we got here. Got two with strength on the bottom of the deck. We got the Queen of Pentacles with Temperance. Yeah, you're figuring out balance. You're figuring out. It's not so much knowing your worth. It's more of a, you know, you're downgrading people without. It's just like in wrestling, wrestling or a boxing event or something like that, on how they always say the card is subject to change without notice. You know, you may be going from buddy to 11 o'clock to a, yeah, you're cool. If I run into you, fine dandy, that's fine and dandy, but we're gonna slowly but surely just kind of part ways, just because you're not sitting here doing anything for yourself. You're just sitting here basically blowing smoke, and you know, and you're seeing this strength over the King of Swords. Yeah, you have the strength to stand in your power. You are standing in your power. You're getting to the point where it's just like, no, I'm starting on my new journey. I'm starting on this. I'm starting on that. You're cool. I like you. You're fun to be around. If we happen to run into each other, and if I have a spare second, you know, sure, you know what? If I have a spare second, or you catch me in the park, yeah, sure. And if I'm smoking, I'll smoke what I got with you. Not a problem. But I'm not going to allow you to sit here and I'm guarding. I'm guarding because I already see what's going on, and you're not doing anything to better your situation at all, regardless what it is. You got to better your situation. You got to sit here and you got to do you and make yourself better. And see, Five of Cups, you're leaving because guess what? You're not going, it came out in reverse, but you're not going to let anybody come against you doing what you're doing. You've already been down that road. You've already done that. 1333 as I say that. So yeah, no, you're, and I know I always bring this part up. It's just, it's easy to pick on myself because it's me than it is anybody else. But like, you know, the loving yourself, like me. Yeah, for the most part, I'm happily single. Happily single. I'm not even going to lie about it. It's going to take a very powerful woman to come in and make me want to change what's going on in my current life. Does that mean that it's not going to happen? No. It's just, I love myself way too much. 1432. I love myself way too much to let anybody come in here. 1441. To let anybody come in here and treat me like I'm nothing. The Nine of Wands is over the High Priestess. Come on. Treat you like you're nothing. You're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Plain and simple. We're not. Then we have the Seven of Swords over the Tower. You're packing up fucking shop and you're leaving. The Star. Everything is pointing this way. High Priestess. Second confirmation. Over the Nine of Pentacles. Actually, no, excuse me. High Priestess is over the Lovers and the Nine of Wands. You're for real using your intuition. You're for real sitting here and going, we ain't doing nothing. You know, I love myself. So since I love myself, this is the way this road's going. So I will give you a little bit, and then as you make everything okay and you start showing your true colors, and your true colors are the same as mine, 1611 on the clock, then guess what? I'm going to allow you more and more leeway and more freedom in my life. Doesn't matter on how they are in your life. Got the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you're done carrying the Ten of Wands. Because you realize carrying the Ten of Wands is you going back to your past, and you're not going back to your past. You're legitimately looking at what you've went through and everything else, and you're going, nope, because that's not one with mind, body, and soul. That's not one with me and all the that goes against everything I stand for. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, or excuse me, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, that goes because you're sitting here doing your work. You're sitting here making yourself be a better person. And you're damn sure not having that. You're damn sure not having that. Just like the guy I helped out. I let him stay here for a week. He did his thing. Well, your actions have consequences. You have fun. King of Swords. Over the Nine of Pentacles? Yeah, you're standing in your truth. You know your worth. You know everything is fine and dandy. You're not even tripping over it. You do not care. If it doesn't affect you, you don't care. Eight of Swords. Over the King of Wands, yeah, you're not dealing with it no more. You're not dealing with the blinders or the blindfold. Either you're going to be straightforward, straight, transparent, or guess what? You can get your ass to stepping. And guess how many fucks I give about that one? 0. This many. Because guess what? You're balanced. You're damn sure not going to be breadcrumbed. Because you're looking for that opportunity, and you realize that if you're breadcrumbed, that opportunity goes away. That's why you're just like, nope, don't care. Could really, truly care less. Because I've done all this inner work. I've looked at myself, looked in myself. I've given myself the mirror test. I've done this. I've done that. You are not undoing everything that I have spent all this time, effort, energy to move forward. It came out in reverse, but that's because of the way it's facing. Because you're moving forward. You give zero fucks. We got the Knight of Cups. You're moving forward into love. The Knight of Wands with the Knight of Wands with the Knight of Cups going like this. Yeah, literally. They're both in reverse, and they're like legitimately both facing each other. Come on. That's what that tells me. You're moving fast. You're moving now. Because guess what? You're not doing that shit no more. Because doing that shit takes your value away. And we're not taking our value. And if you look at this, seriously, if you look at these three cards, with the seven, what is it, the seven? Yeah. You're not even defensive over it anymore. Because if you're defensive, you're expelling energy that doesn't need to go to that. And that's going to hold you back from a new beginning. But look at this. With the way that I read cards, the way I read them in reverse, I go with the direction. The meaning stays the same in my opinion. I'm an intuitive reader, so that don't mean nothing. 21:34 on the clock just passed. But you have the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, both looking at each other with the Nine of Pentacles in the middle, all in reverse. See, what that is that's telling me that guess what? Your value, your well-being, and everything about you is 10 times more important. Look at that. What was I just saying? 22:02 on the clock. Your value, your worth, everything about you is more important than anything else. Justice. Come on. You made your choice. Seven of Cups in reverse. Dude, check this shit out. All in reverse. The Seven of Cups, the Sun, right there. You're making better choices. You're automatically making better choices for brighter days. You're more worried about the longevity. Empress with the Magician. You're manifesting what you want. You're manifesting everything of your desires. Because you put the hard work in. You put the hard work in and stuck to your truth. It's coming in fast. It's time to celebrate. So, that would be your read. Congratulations. I love reads like this. I love reads that basically tell me and tell you that you're standing on your own 2 feet. You're not being that guy or that woman, since I have both on my channel. You're sitting here understanding on so many different levels, and you're not being pushed around. I love it. I absolutely love it. So congratulations, for real, congratulations. So until next time, namaste.